Recently, there has been a lot of fun betas to get involved in, such as Blue Protocol, Honkai Star Rail, or Diablo 4. Well, this month has yet another awesome beta that you may want to try out, and since a lot of our YouTube community have been asking us to cover it, and we're quite excited about it, we need to talk about this game. Wuthering Waves is one game that you may have missed if you aren't into gacha games, which we know a lot of you aren't because of the microtransaction aspect of these kind of games, which is understandable. But you may want to keep your mind open about this one, as it's being developed by a well-respected studio within the space called Kuro Game. Kuro Games is known for creating the fast-paced arena action game Punishing Grey Raven, which has become one of the top games within its space. We haven't played too much of it ourselves, but if you look at the gameplay, you can see how crazy it gets, and this is especially awesome because this game does run on mobile as well, much like how Genshin Impact does. So in today's video, we want to give you a rundown on what this game is and give you everything you need to get signed up for the upcoming beta. It would also be good to know what type of player you guys are when it comes to free-to-play games and games with pools. Are you the type of player that wants to go down the free route and not spend any cash, or do you spend a little bit on the things that you like? Or are you just a straight-up whale and ball out on everything that you think looks cool? Tell us down below in the comments. And make sure to hit that like button because it really does help support us and the video. But make sure to subscribe because we have so much stuff coming your way soon that you don't want to miss out on too. Let's get straight to the point though and make sure you know when the beta is and how to get into it. The link to the beta sign up page is in the description, and you will need to fill out a survey that will take a few minutes as it asks you questions on your gaming habits. You will need to sign up before April 14th of this year 2023 if you want a chance to get it, as the spots for this beta are limited and places will be assigned randomly. You'll also be able to freely stream and share videos about the game when the beta releases, which is pretty cool. The actual closed beta will be released on April 24th and it begins at 5 PM PDT. An important note is that the closed beta will only be available to America and Canada at the moment though. So if you meet all of those conditions, you will be able to try it out for yourself and hopefully have a bunch of fun. Of course, make sure to brace yourself as it is a beta, so there may be some issues or things that will change. But if you are lucky enough to get in, it looks like it could be a pretty good time given the track record of Kuro Games. But if you completely missed out on this game and it's been off your radar this whole time, then let's go through exactly what you can expect from it. Wuthering Waves is a new upcoming open world action RPG, and we spoke about it earlier being developed by Kuro Games. The game is being released for both PC and mobile platforms and is being created as a multi-platform game, which means it could be coming to consoles in the future too. The game takes place in a world that's been imperiled after a disaster happened, and now it's under attack from unknown beings and will be playing as a rover. The official game has more information on it, but do be warned as it does read a little weirdly due to it being thematic to the world. They say, you wake up from your slumber as a rover, greeted by an expansive new world filled with novel sights and newfangled tech. Welcome to the world, rover. This is an age of struggle. Since the calamity 100 years ago, beings hitherto unknown have taken root in our world, sowing discord and destruction. Civilization as we know it once teetered on the brink of collapse. This is an age of hope. Survivors have buried the hatchet with their kin and enemies and started to rebuild from the ruins. They find hope in the glories of bygone days. They erect cities and factories. They sing the praises of restoration. As for you, rover from the beyond, whatever might have led to your awakening, we welcome you to these troubled lands. Your journey here will cross with many others and will be marked by mysteries and battles. You shall go down as a legend, one that will bring rejuvenation to mankind. Interestingly, one of the key design pillars of Wuthering Waves is its open world. Kuro Games, who are developing it, say it will offer a high degree of freedom, and they are attempting to develop a world that has rich exploration and objectives such as collectibles to keep players engaged. One of the ways that Kuro Games is incorporating this into the game is by allowing players to freely scale vertical walls, giving them access to new areas and letting them parkour around from greater heights. Your characters in the game will also have access to abilities that will aid you in traversal, and we can see a few examples of this in the trailers, whereby the player is swinging on a magical rope and gliding through the sky. One of the reasons that Kuro Games are renowned within the gacha space is due to the engaging combat system that they have developed for Punishing Grey Raven. And this is what makes Wuthering Waves such a compelling idea for players who enjoyed their previous games. This is because players are excited to see what it will be like to experience this visceral combat, but also with an open world kind of similar to Genshin Impact. The developers have spoken a bit about how the combat system will work, and we know that each player will have a normal attack, a resonant skill, and a resonant liberation, which kind of functions as an ultimate skill. but each character will also have their own unique mechanics on top of this. The example they gave is that one of the characters is able to charge their normal attack and release it at the right time to detonate an ice shard left behind by their special attacks and ultimate. Players will also have the ability to trigger the concerto effect after using their abilities for long enough after enough of their meter has built up. This will then put characters that are not actively on the field but in your team into a resonant state, so when you switch out to them using a QTE, it will debuff enemies and buff your characters. So there's a bit of depth into how you use your abilities and when to switch in and out your other characters. Wuthering Waves will be Kuro Game's first attempt at making an open world game, and late last year they mentioned that they were going to use Unreal Engine 4 to create an ambitious open world, but as with most first tries, it doesn't always go to plan, and they ran into many bugs during development, which they gave examples of and do look pretty funny. What we do know is that the game will feature a variety of characters with lots of abilities and different playstyles. In the trailers and gameplay, we have seen characters running around with both ranged and close-range combat options. In addition to what was previously mentioned, the characters will also have their own unique mechanics, which will add variety to the combat systems that we mentioned before. My personal favourite so far is probably the character with twin guns, because it doesn't get much cooler than that. But which one do you guys like the look of the most? Tell me in the comments down below. Hopefully you have all the information you need to get into the beta now and an understanding of what exactly this game is. So if we've helped you out, make sure to hit that like button down below because it's a great way to support us. And stay subscribed if you want to keep up to date on this game and many others, because we have lots of stuff coming your way. And the two videos on screen now we think you'll really enjoy if you did enjoy this one. You don't have to watch them if you don't want to, but if you did enjoy this video, you're probably going to enjoy these ones too. And then tell us what you think after watching in the comments down below.